Welcome to the first episode ever of All on the Table. I am so excited about this. I've wanted to host a podcast forever, and it's finally here. The thing that I really love about podcasts is that you really get to know somebody because you're getting this in-depth interview versus like a TV interview where sometimes you're only getting 3 or 4 minutes with somebody, and especially if it's somebody who's cooking, you're just kind of getting rushed off. So I'm really excited to be getting to know my guest through my favorite thing, which is food. So I want to know all those things about what they like to eat, what they like to cook. And when I thought about who I wanted for my very first guest, this person was my number one immediately. I just love him dearly. I think he is so talented. He's also a really good friend of mine. He's been like a mentor to me. He's really a man who needs no introduction. Please welcome to All on the Table, Chef Bobby Flay.
I was thinking about you
Oh yeah? What were you thinking?
because I was staying at the Greenwich,
Oh, my favorite, my old haunt.
and you and I have spent a lot of cocktail moments there.
We had a lot of fun at the Greenwich Hotel throughout the years. I used to check in there and think that they'd be like, "Oh God, here she is again."
Well, I lived there for a while. I shouldn't say I lived there. I was in residence at the Greenwich for a handful of months when I was waiting for my apartment to be finished in Tribeca. This is like 10 years ago. It's such a great place. It's such a great Tribeca staple.
I was there for probably a month or two when I was young and single. That was a really fun place to be young and single.
Well,
like 10 years ago, 10 plus years ago.
I'm back there because I'm renovating the same apartment now 10 years later.
Oh, what are you doing to your apartment?
I mean, so much stuff. I mean, I'm changing every bathroom. I bought a lot of stone. I can tell you that.
Are you changing the kitchen?
No, the kitchen is mostly staying the same, with the exception of some lighting and stuff like that. I'm just changing so much of it. I'm changing, like, Sophie's bedroom is now turning into a much bigger kind of suite. She thinks it's still her room, but she's wrong.
Well, what's it going to be if it's not her room? You have a lot of rooms in that apartment.
It's going to be another room. I don't know. I just figured at 28 she has to relinquish her bedroom.
Oh, I hope Iris at 28 wants her bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sophie always threatens that she's going to move back in with me just to see how I react.
Do you think the two of you, what would it be like if you lived together?
No, we're not doing that. I mean, no, we're definitely not doing that. But, obviously she's always welcome. But
So where'd you fly in from?
Lake Tahoe.
What were you doing there?
I played in the American Century Championship, which is a celebrity golf tournament.
Was it fun?
Oh my God, it's so fun. And it's very serious. People take it very seriously. But I had the best time. I played around with Colin Jost and Brian Baumgarten from The Office. That was a really fun round.
Were there a lot of laughs?
Totally. I mean, although those guys, I had a little bit of a better round that round than those guys. They weren't laughing that much that day. Because the thing about golf is, especially this tournament, is everybody, and they get 75,000 people over the weekend to come and watch us play, which is insane. And it's on NBC. It's like a big deal. And everybody thinks that all the celebrities are out there having a good time. We are grinding for par on every hole. I mean, every single one of us. And so it's nerve-wracking for the entire weekend.
Where else have you been this summer? I feel like I haven't seen you at all. It's like I have to host a podcast to get to have a conversation with you.
Listen, anytime you want to host a podcast and I get to see you, I'm all for it. You're one of my favorite people in the world. Where have I been? London.
Mm-hmm. Where do you like to eat in London?
I'll say this about London. This is going to cause controversy, but why not? It's your podcast. I think London is better than Paris right now.
Really? Now, see, I haven't been in Paris in probably like 6 years, 7 years.
And the only reason why I'm saying that, listen, there's obviously fantastic food in Paris, but I think that the diversity of cuisine in London right now might be the best in the world.
Wow.
It might be better than New York right now.
Wow.
Because, and listen, I'm a New Yorker, and I love the food in New York, and we have great diversity in cuisine and great food in every cuisine here. But I just think there's something happening in London. There's a certain energy in the cuisine in London right now that is hard to beat. And like you walk around Soho, not Soho in New York, but Soho in London, and you eat in like there's a there's a Thai restaurant called Kiln, Kiln, and they just cook all this Thai food over charcoal. Like not just like grilling over charcoal, but they're cooking like curries and stuff like just over charcoal. They're not using gas. There's a place called Baron Jack, which is a Middle Eastern restaurant that is just, again, they're cooking over charcoal, but they're grilling like, meats and vegetables like on skewers, and like these beautiful like black chickpea hummus and all these crunchy salads with cucumbers and tomatoes, and just very, very dynamic cuisine. There's an Indian restaurant, and then if you go to London, you know that there's an amazing amount of Indian cuisine in London, and but I found a place called Cricket with a K, and it's like a contemporary Indian fun restaurant that is just so much flavor and so much fun. So there's lots of things like that going on in London. We have a lot of ethnic cuisine in New York. I just think that London is doing it in a way that has great energy right now.
London, we went last September. We had so much fun. When you say great energy, that's what I felt there. It was like this pulse, and we just had a great time. Like everywhere we went was just energetic, and kind of felt like New York like 10 or 15 years ago.
Well, listen, you have to give London the comeback city of the century when it comes to cuisine, because it wasn't too long ago that we didn't think about London as a place for great food. But I will tell you that they have like turned the game around, and I love spending time there. It's a very, very civilized place. It's a city, so anything's possible because it's London. But whenever I land at Heathrow, I'm excited to be there.
So do you feel inspiration?
I do.
When I look at your restaurants, like you look back at like Mesa Grill, Bolo, Gatto, now with Amalfi, Brasserie B, I see travel as the common thread through all of those, and different kinds of cuisine. So do you feel like you might do some sort of London inspired?
I don't think I would do a lot. Well, it's a great question, Katie. First of all, you're 100% right. I get inspired by everything, everywhere I travel. Doesn't matter where I go, I find something that I've like sort of, I add to my repertoire of things I didn't know before. And I think that that's really important to continue to learn and explore. Like, do I think about opening like a really cool gastropub? Sure.
What would you serve?
I'm not sure. I have a part of my heritage is Irish, and again, another cuisine that has never really kind of been thought of as like one of the world's great cuisines. But when you go to Ireland, like that, the ingredients there are spectacular. And now, of course, there's like anywhere in the world, there's really contemporary chefs making fabulous food everywhere, including Ireland. And so I always think about like doing like in New York City, wouldn't it be kind of cool to do like an Irish gastropub? So it's not an English gastropub, but like really think about like an Irish gastropub with all the amazing ingredients, like the fish, the salmon, the shrimp, the game, the game birds and meats and things like that. I mean, you could certainly do something really kind of fun and contemporary, but also very, very like accessible and casual. So you have like obviously an amazing draft beer kind of program, etc. I mean, those kinds of restaurants become neighborhood restaurants if they're good, and the gastropub is really kind of taken off. And when you go to London, I mean, the interesting thing about London is there's a place called Devonshire, which is like sort of the hottest like good food pub in London at the moment. That's also in Soho. But when you go into a pub, the first floor you just drink, right? But then they have like these second floor restaurants that are filled with people eating like good food, like gastropub cuisine. It's really, I don't think you could do that in New York, because you do have to respect the culture of the place that you're in. So if you try to do something that's so far removed from what people are used to in that particular city, sometimes it doesn't work. So you'd have to adapt it. So I would never do that in New York. If I was going to open a gastropub in New York, it would be, the first floor. It would be the first floor restaurant that everybody's drinking and eating.
Interesting to hear you say that. Thinking about like Bolo. I just read your book, chapter 1, your book that's coming out, your new cookbook, which was amazing. But I thought it was really interesting when you talked about at Bolo that you wanted to do tapas, but that was at a time that was unusual for New York City, so you had to adjust it to make it for New Yorkers.
You did read it.
I read every word of it.
Wait, are we starting the podcast now? Okay. So, I just want to warn everybody that's going to do your podcast. When you walk in the door, you're on. I just want everybody to understand. I don't want anybody saying anything they don't want to say.
Well, there is a microphone and a red light. I think you've been around the block long enough.
Trust me. I have peripheral vision when it comes to microphones. Anyway, this is so fun. Okay, so Bolo, yes. So interesting. So Bolo was my second restaurant that I opened in 1993 or 4. I can't remember what year it was. But I'd opened Mesa Grill.
I wasn't even in high school yet.
Okay, take it easy. You're still in high school.
See, this is why I like hanging out with you, because I feel old around everyone else.
Oh.
And I get to still be younger than you. No matter how deep into my 40s I get, I will always be younger.
I know, but I think you're catching me. Like I think like the time thing is really. It's.
How's this happening?
I don't know.
I mean, I was trying to think yesterday. Sorry, I cut you off, but when we met, I think it was almost 20 years ago.
It has to be.
Yeah, and I can't even remember exactly how we met.
I remember.
You do? Mm-hmm. Tell me.
Okay. We were at a.
Okay.
You asked, so here it is. No, it's no big deal. But you were at a party, and.
Imagine that I was at a party.
You were at a party, and I was talking to someone, and I was like, "Who is that beautiful brunette?" And they were like.
I knew I liked having you around, Bobby.
They said that you were. I can't remember if you were married yet.
I would have been married. I didn't come to New York. Well,
okay.
Maybe I wasn't married, but I was with.
And they referred to you as Billy Joel's wife.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was like, oh, okay. And then you and I had lots of mutual friends, and we just sort of were in the same group all the time. But I remember the first time I saw you it was at some party, and you were like very glamorously dressed. You've always been like the classiest dresser ever.
Oh,
like seriously.
I'm either in nice clothes or I'm in sweatpants with my hair tied up and no makeup. I used to say that my doorman probably thought 2 different girls lived in the apartment.
Yeah.
You know, when I come out during the day
right.
and I looked a mess, and then at night I'd get all fixed up.
Well, it works for you. I mean, you do. I just know this because we're friends. You do like to go to sleep around 8:30.
I love it. Love it. Well, being a chef, like. Mm-hmm. When you were 25, you had Mesa Grill. You were executive chef of a major restaurant in New York City. Like, were you going to bed at 3 a.m? Was it like those stories you hear about chefs having these wild late nights?
Well, it was much more before I was the chef of the restaurant. Like when I was the line cook, working for like Jonathan Waxman. So Jonathan now has Barbuto. Everybody knows him from Barbuto. But like, I worked for Jonathan in his first chapter of his career, which was when he brought a restaurant called Jams, a restaurant called Bud's, and a restaurant called Hulo's to New York. You know, they didn't happen all at the same time. First he brought Jams, which was the first sort of California cuisine restaurant in New York City. Then he brought Bud's, which was a Southwestern restaurant, which is where I get a lot of my influence from, just to launch into Mesa Grill and all of those flavors. And then he had a French bistro called Hulo's, which I worked at. I worked at all 3 of them. And the late nights there were crazy. I mean, we never went to sleep. I mean, we would work, but it was so fun and energetic. And it was, we would work at night, and we were working in like the funnest, hottest, sort of restaurants in New York City. All the cooks that worked in these restaurants were ballers. I mean, everybody was a spectacular chef or cook, and we were learning from each other and around, and that's the thing that people don't understand. It's not just like you work for Jonathan Waxman, which I will tell you, he was the first person that taught me what good food was. But it was the environment that was created, and I learned from everybody around me. But we would then finish service and then go out. Did you ever go to Save the Robots?
No.
It was an after-hours club. I think it opened at 4.
Oh my god.
And it was on like Avenue B. When we used to refer to it as Alphabet City. It was a tough neighborhood then. But we'd go to Lucky Strike for dinner at like 11 or 12 or whatever. and then some other nightclub, depending on where, like the Palladium or something, whatever was open. And then you'd wind up going to Save the Robots, and then you'd come out and the sun would be shining in your eyes.
And then what time did you have to be at work?
Well, a lot of times we went, if it was the weekends, and I was working in a restaurant that served brunch, we'd go right to the restaurant and start cracking eggs.
Now, nothing good happens after 4 a.m. So what
I don't agree with that at all.
The robots?
Well, we were dancing.
So it was the time when the dance clubs.
It was an illegal club.
You said there were dance clubs in New York.
There must be, but we just don't know about them.
We don't know about it. I know. I say things like, "Oh, New York's not as fun as it was when I was younger." Well, it's because I got old.
You don't know where the fun is, Katie. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, dancing is one of my favorite things to do. I love it.
Same. Yeah. Do you remember when we went to that? This was years ago, and somebody started the dance clubs that were happening in the morning.
Oh,
I can't remember what it was called.
Break.
It was something. It was like at 7 in the morning.
It's called like dance. Yeah, we used to go.
Yeah, and it was at 7 in the morning. You could wear your sneakers.
Yeah, I used to put my tracksuit on.
Yeah, and the lights were all off. It was in an actual dance club, and you'd go and like dance your face off.
Daybreakers.
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 That was so much.
By the way,
fun.
that wasn't that long ago, was it?
Yeah, it was. That was like 10 years ago.
It was?
At least.
I feel like that was like last year.
I know, that's the problem. But that was so fun. I wish that we could like go dance. I wish that we'd have dance parties.
I know.
Yeah.
I still have dance parties in my house.
Just like it's like a release. Well, everybody's talking about your dance moves this summer on your Pepsi.
On my Pepsi commercial? Look out, everybody.
I love it. To me, that's like the commercial that we've been waiting for your whole career.
Absolutely. They were like, we're just going to play Kool in the Gang for the entire day. Just keep dancing and grilling. I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
It was amazing.
Yeah, so fun.
All right, so what else are you doing this summer? Are you going anywhere else?
Well, I'm going to... you and I literally live parallel lives, but we don't actually live it together.
I know.
I'm going to one of our favorite places, and I will give you credit for this. Everybody gives you credit for introducing us to an amazing place on the Amalfi Coast, which I know you don't like.
The secret's out of the bag.
It's called Lo Scoglio.
Stanley Tucci told
That's true.
The whole world. When you go, it's packed now.
I know. It's called Lo Scoglio.
It's our number one.
It's like when people say to me, one of the hardest questions I get is, "What's your favorite dish to make?" I have no idea. It depends on like how I'm feeling that day, right? And then a lot of times people will say, "What's your favorite restaurant to eat in?" Even like when they say that to me in New York, I'm like, I don't know. Like, there's so many great restaurants. But when somebody says to me, "What's your favorite restaurant in the world?" I always say Lo Scoglio.
Number one, same for me.
And it's because there's so many things. First of all, it's on the Amalfi Coast, in between. The best way to describe it is that it's in a town called Nerano, and it's in between Positano and Capri. If you were on the Tyrrhene Sea and you were looking at the shoreline, it would be in the middle somewhere. And it's so great. I mean,
it really is, isn't it? It's
you
like
know,
the best lunch of your life.
Well, think about it this way. It's a family-owned place. It's on the water. It's on the Tyrrhene Sea. They have a farm up the mountain. It's like a fantasy world where they grow all the fruits and vegetables for the restaurant. That's manned by the dad, so to speak, Peppino, who I love Peppino because he speaks to you. He doesn't speak in English, and he only speaks to you in Italian, like as if you understand what he's saying.
100%, yeah.
And you just keep nodding your head, and every once in a while I say, "Si."
He's probably like telling you off or something.
Don't have any idea what he's saying. You know, like every fourth word, I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I knew that
word."
word.
You studied some Italian.
I did, but I can't speak it. But anyway, that's another story. But and then of course, you know, they have the sea right in front of them where all the fish comes right out of the water every morning. And then Tommaso, who's the brother, is the chef, and you know, Antonia and Margarita are the sisters, and they run. I mean, it's amazing.
It's paradise, and it almost feels like you're in this little bubble. Because
Correct.
It's in this bay that kind of wraps around you, and it's as if the rest of the world's not happening while you're there.
And it's become quite the scene.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fashion show in the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, I just sit there. First of all, we get there. I go with a big group of people now, and it's really fun. You know, there's usually like somewhere between 12 and 14 of us, but
someday we're going to go at the same time.
I would love it. I would love it. But you introduced us to this, and we sit at this table. I mean, basically, I go there just to eat lunch.
Yes.
Like, the mornings, are just wasting time for lunch.
Yes, just waiting.
I know. And so we eat at 1 or 1:30 every day.
I'm there at 12:30. The moment that they start
You're the early bird special.
I'm the first person to sit down.
Yeah, because it's the anticipation.
Yes, I'm ready. Just like when I go to your house, I'm first in line at the buffet.
Yes, you are. Yes,
Yeah.
you and my father. He's like hip checking you out of the way. Anyway, and then you just sit. So we have these 3.5-hour lunches. And Antonia, who owns the restaurant and is like she is the sort of hostess with the mostest, so to speak, always says to me, she's like, okay, so she brings me into the kitchen. Tomasho shows me all the fish that they have. He's like, what do you want me to do with these? I'm like, okay, take this fish and, I don't know, make pasta with it. Like, I don't tell him what to do, but I'm just telling him what fish we want on the table. And she always says to me, she goes, I have to ask you a question. Why do you order like it's a wedding every day? And I'm like, because we want all the things.
Well, you got to fit it all in the short amount of time that you're there. You wait all year to eat
I know.
these foods.
We want all the things. We want a table filled with beautiful cuisine coming from their kitchen, and also we drink a lot of wine. I mean,
You
a lot.
do?
Oh, tons.
I never suspected.
I remember the first time we were there, they opened 2 bottles of wine. I was like, you better go back downstairs and get some more wine because this is going to be a long lunch. And it's every day. And we sit there for 3.5 hours. It feels like 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then I'm famous for my siestas. I do take a siesta after lunch because it's heavy sledding, those lunches.
Then you have the evening to look forward
Exactly.
to. You got to gear up for your next feeding.
Right, then you put on a linen shirt and you feel like you're living the summer life.
Amazing.
And then it's time for a spritz.
And I mean, here we go again. The theme of you with your restaurants, the inspiration, the Amalfi, and all of these great foods that you have on your travels.
Amalfi was absolutely 100% inspired by Lascolio. And in fact, so much so that I literally called Antonia and asked her permission. I was like, I just want to let you know,
I bet she was thrilled.
I'm opening a restaurant in Las Vegas based on, what I've eaten in your place. And she's like, that's fantastic.
The greatest compliment ever.
But, obviously you can't emulate in Las Vegas what you get on the Amalfi Coast in terms of environment. Of course not. But the idea is that when you step off the casino floor at Caesar's Palace and you walk into Amalfi, the restaurant, that you get transformed in some way.
Well, we were in Vegas a few months ago, and we didn't eat at Amalfi. We ate at your new restaurant, Brasserie B. And I walked into Amalfi, it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. But going into Brasserie B, Ryan and I both were like, this feels like we are in Paris.
Yeah.
You do such a good job of transporting. And we had Iris with us, and, a 3-year-old in Las Vegas, nothing like that. That's another story.
But you know what? That I will tell you that when Sophie was a baby, I would take her to restaurants all the time, and it made her better in restaurants as she got a little bit older. Still a kid, and it just always made her comfortable in restaurants. And obviously, she's very comfortable in restaurants now. But every once in a while, she would cause a commotion, and I'd buy the table next to me a bottle of wine. Who cares? Everybody's fine. And I think parents are always worried about what everybody else is going to think or feel. It's fine.
We take Iris a lot of places, and that evening in Las Vegas, she was having to make the commotion night. And you were so nice, you made her little petite filet mignon. And I said, Iris, do you know Bobby Flay just made you a steak? And she goes, who's Bobby Flay?
Sounds like a lot of my fans.
Oh, God, Iris. Oh, so where's somewhere, I see all this influence, where's somewhere that you haven't been, that you would love to travel, that you're curious about the cuisine?
Thailand.
Really?
That's
my number one place I want to go to.
Have you been?
I've never been. It's my number one.
I mean, I've been to Southeast Asia. I've been to Vietnam.
I haven't done anything.
I've been to Cambodia, which the people in Cambodia are, I think, the nicest people, the sweetest, loveliest people I've ever met in my life. When I went to Cambodia, I only spent a few days there, but there was something happening there. Obviously, there's been tragedy there over the decades, but the people of Cambodia, literally softened an edge in me somewhere. I felt it, just talking to them, and just kind of, hearing some stories and stuff like that. But the food over there is spectacular. But I have not been to I haven't been to Thailand, and from what I'm told, of course, is that it's really spectacular. And I'll tell you that the food of Thailand really has a lot of the same components as Southwestern and Mexican cuisines. big flavors, chilies, lots of herbaceous things that are kind of sweet that go with heat.
I see that. You're
And
right.
there's a ton, like when you make a curry, like you're using coconut and using green chilies and red chilies to make curries and things like that. And so I emulate towards those kinds of like what I call like flavors that fight each other for victory. You know, it's like you need those balances. And it's something that I definitely want to check out. Oh, I've also only been to Japan once. And, you know, obviously that's a completely different culture as well that is spectacular. The only time I went was when I did Iron Chef there. This is like 20-something years ago.
An infamous trip to Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah. No, it's interesting you say, though, that the flavors are fighting each other for victory, because when people ask me about you on Bobby Flay, they say, how does he always win? How does he always win? And I say that you know how to cook to win, because it is about having those flavors that are going to just reach out and punch you, because the judge has one or two bites.
That's it.
And you go for those flavors, you go for the texture, you go for the presentation. It's like everything. And you really are that talented. It's really kind of upsetting.
Even though you try to crush me every time you're there, I always say you're my like toughest like friend that comes to the show.
The truth is that I'm not looking to crush you. I'm just
You're doing your job.
looking to do my job.
Exactly.
And then when the cameras go off, I'm running over, going, "Hey, can I have a bite of that?"
You do. I
You
do have
always
to
know
feed
you have to make like a little extra for me.
Exactly.
Oh God! All right, I want to rewind for just a second to your book, to chapter 1, because when I read it, I was kind of expecting it to just be like the first chapter, like your early days, but you really do go through all your restaurants. But what struck me was the story about when you were young and you had dropped out of school and you went to do this 2-week busboy gig, and then you were asked by the chef to stay.
Right.
What did he see in you that made him ask you to stay?
I have
You were being a
honestly,
busboy.
I have no idea. I mean, it wasn't like I was the busboy of the century. You know what I'm saying? Like I just to kind of like sum up what you were talking about. Like I dropped out of high school. I won't say I was a bad student. I didn't do any work, so I didn't even give myself a chance to be a good student or a bad student. I wasn't interested. I had no interest in opening an English textbook and learning in that sort of traditional way. You know, I wanted to hang out with my friends, and I just wasn't interested. And maybe, you know, this is before kids were getting tested for learning disabilities. I'm sure I'm in that category somewhere. But the one thing I did realize is that after I got kicked out and thrown out, whatever, I stopped going to school in 10th grade. And my father said to me, well, you're not just going to go hang out with your friends, you need to go get a job. Like, and my father, to this day, is the most scholarly guy I know. He constantly is learning. He went to law school, he got his master's in art history when he was in his, 60s. I mean, this guy is, the complete opposite.
You talk to him and know he's brilliant.
Oh,
yeah.
He knows, he's so interested in the world, in everything. And then he's got this kid who basically failed every single subject because I did no work. It wasn't like my work was bad. I did no work. I did none. So he finally just, threw his hands in the air. He was like, okay, fine, this is not working, but you got to go get a job. So I started working at Joe Allen's because there was a busboy that needed 2 weeks off. And so basically the deal was you have a job for 2 weeks. So I started working there. I did, I guess, a fine job. I mean, I don't think I reinvented the busboy profession, and then, I got to know people there. I mean, that's the great thing about the restaurant business. And
everybody should have to work in a restaurant.
I will tell you that, there's been, some not so great stories about the restaurant business, but like every other business, there's not great stories if you really want to find them. But I will tell you that the restaurant business is an amazing place, especially for somebody. I mean, anyone can work in the restaurant business if you have the desire to work hard, and it gives you an amazing work ethic, which is what it gave me.
And
also,
it gives you so many social skills too.
well, you have to work very closely alongside of people. I mean, and listen, what are we doing there? We're cooking food for people to eat. We're there to gratify people. When I started working in the restaurant, the light bulb went off. I was like, wait, I'm really excited about this. It was the first time I was excited about anything.
So were you not excited about food before that?
Not at all.
So it wasn't in your consciousness. So basically it was like if that chef hadn't said, come be in the restaurant, it'd be like somebody who was a piano virtuoso who never got seated in front of a piano.
Correct.
Wow.
But when I look back on it now, like there's a story that's always kind of rolling around out there about me getting an easy bake oven when I was a kid.
I did read that, yeah.
But listen, I just blame that on advertising. I mean, you're sitting at home watching cartoons and, kid shows.
But did you like using your easy bake oven?
Well, I guess so, but like I was just like, wait, this is the thing. This is the curious part of me. I was like, wait, you can bake a cake with a light bulb? I have to see this. That was literally it in my, 6-year-old
So it
head.
wasn't necessarily the desire to cook.
No. Now, the thing I remember making a lot of when I was a kid was deviled eggs. I don't know why.
Oh my God, I love a deviled egg.
You're the deviled egg
I
queen.
love deviled. So how did you were a little kid making deviled eggs?
Yeah, my mother taught me how to make deviled eggs. And so I was like, I would, boil the eggs, peel them, and then I would add mayonnaise and paprika, and probably that was it.
Was your mom a good cook?
No.
So what was like, if it was your birthday and she was going to make you dinner, what would you ask her to make?
She made pork chops and lamb chops. It was pork chops with applesauce, and she would put cinnamon in like the Mott's applesauce, and that was her gourmet move.
She was doctoring it up.
Yes, exactly.
She was doing semi-homemade before it was a thing.
Totally. That's right. Bobby Flay, semi-homemade. And then like she would cook like lamb chops, and she would serve me mint jelly out of her jar.
So when you went to work in restaurants, then was it like a revelation to have different kinds of food?
Yes. So Joe Allen gave me a job. I went to work there. About a year and a half later, the French Culinary Institute was opening up. This is 1984. Joe Allen said to me,
a toddler. I just had to throw that in there. Go ahead.
This entire podcast is about making sure that we understand that you're younger than me. Which,
well, I want you to feel like you're at home of me giving you a hard time.
Exactly.
Anyway, go ahead.
So, now at this point, it's a year and a half, and I'm like excited about what I do every day. And I'm still like 17, close to 18 years old. And the French Culinary Institute is opening up. And so Joe Allen says, you should go check out the school. And I was like, wait, school? Not again. Like literally, I was like, I just can't. And it's so funny when you think about what your young self thought then. I was like, I'm not good at this, and I don't have it. And he's like, what are you talking about? You don't know anything. You can't know if you're going to be good at this or not. And I was like, I just think that some people are just born with the skills, and you either have it or you don't. He's like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. So why don't you go down there and just check out the school? And they were building it. They were showing me the plans on blueprints.
So you were in the first class?
The very first class. And on the first day of school, Joe Allen handed me a check for my tuition.
Oh my gosh, what a gift.
And he's like, you don't owe me anything. I just want to do this for you. Good luck. It was $6,800. $6,800, okay, for the entire course. And later on, Joe Allen just passed away a couple years ago, but I would tell the story. And I always said to him, like, if you ever need anything from me, you just let me know. Like, I'll never forget that. And he never asked me for anything. And then about 5 years ago, when he's still living, he called me up. He's like, I have a favor to ask you. I was like, anything. This is how many years later, right? I don't know, 25, 30 years later. He's like, I can't tell the story one more time to the media. Please stop telling the story. That's what I want you to do.
And here we are.
I know. Well, he's passed away now, so he's not going to get bothered by it. But he had just been tired of telling the story over and over. Because how could I not tell the story?
Yeah, it's a great story.
Yeah, I mean, and also, it's not just a great story. It's a great example of paying it forward.
Yeah, and investing in young people's futures and the way that things can change and the ripple effect of that. So if you weren't cooking, what do you think you'd be doing?
I don't know, Katie.
No.
I mean, I really, like, people ask me that all the time. I feel like I've been doing the same thing for the last 35 years every single day of my life, which I get up and I go and cook somewhere. most of the time, for most of my career, obviously, it was always in my restaurants, either as a line cook, as a sous chef, as a chef and owner, as things kind of, progressed. But then, of course, the Food Network came along, and it was part of that as well. And I cook at home all the time too. Cooking has literally, it's transformed my life 1,000%. It's everything to me. As you have recognized, when I travel, I think about the food component of it all, of course. The way that I show my adoration to my friends and my family is I cook for them.
You really do. Like when you throw a lunch, you like put it all out there.
Oh yeah, and it happens all the time. People ask me all the time, like, what do you do to relax when you're not working? And I'm like, I cook. They're like, no, we mean when you're not working. I'm like, no, it's different.
I always wonder, like when you're home by yourself and you're gonna make something for yourself to eat, what do you cook?
Very, very simple. It's usually like a piece of fish or a piece of chicken, a pan sauce with capers and lemon.
A pan sauce. It's very simple.
Well,
I'm gonna open a jar of Rayo's and throw it with some lentil pasta and a bag of spinach. Well, that's like I'm not doing anything. Bobby's searing a piece of fish and making a pan.
Well, I'll tell you what I won't do is use lentil pasta. But I mean, I appreciate it, but I'm just not doing it.
That's only if I like the Tuesday night.
No, I know.
Something, I like to indulge in my regular food. But are you ever doing anything like that, like just using a convenience product?
Yeah. I mean,
something real simple.
I definitely have jarred tomato sauce in my cupboard for why not? I mean, it's a great base. You can obviously doctor it up if you want, and if you don't feel like making tomato sauce for a couple hours, one of the great things to eat is pasta with tomato sauce and Parmigiano cheese and some fresh basil. Done.
Yeah, done.
I mean, it's delicious. It's always satisfying.
Are you ever getting fast food? Does that ever happen?
No.
Never.
I don't eat fast food.
Never. Okay, so what if you were on a road trip and you were in the middle of nowhere and you had to go through a drive-through? Would you, or would you go to the gas station and get a bag of nuts?
I had something packaged.
So you wouldn't go through Taco Bell and get a bean burrito?
Not a shot in the hell.
It's like my childhood. I'm
well, we
so
know about you, so.
I'm real high-low. So you'd rather starve.
I won't do it.
Right.
Just because I know way too much about how things get made, and
I know that it's gross. I know that the roast beef sandwich is with pink sludge, but there's still just something about it.
Listen, I have a burger concept, Bobby's Burgers, and we're cooking food. I mean, it's just it starts with some ground beef. We form a patty. We season it like in any other restaurant with salt and pepper. We cook it to order. We put cheese on top of it. We melt it. We put it on a bun. And we give it to you. I mean, anything like that, I'm all for. That's why I'd rather go to a Greek diner, because I know that those guys are cooking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and also, and the sad part is the Greek diners in New York are all disappeared.
I know, and they've gotten so expensive too. I mean, everything's so expensive.
They have
the rent, the food, everything. Yeah. We went to a Greek diner the other day that I've gone to for years.
Where?
Down there, G Wiz Diner down in Tribeca.
Wait, what?
You don't know G Wiz?
No.
It's across from Whole Foods.
Oh, I've never been there. Is it good?
Oh, it's great. It's a great diner. Yeah, I've gone there for years. Because, I used to live in that Whole Foods building, so I'd go to that G Wiz, and we were down there. An omelet was $28. It's a lot. So, but it's the state of the world. The diner's got to charge that.
Yeah.
I always wonder how they have all that food. There's so many things on the menu.
Well, the menu has 5 million things on it. It's just it's a miracle.
So now that I know that you're searing a piece of fish and making a pan sauce, when you have nothing to make by yourself, I'm going to feel very judged when I open my jar.
But these are the things that you should have in your pantry, right? Capers, a little bit of lemon.
I've got all that stuff, but ain't nobody got time for that every night.
Oh, come on, Katie, you can do it.
So what are you doing in the morning? What's your morning routine?
Food-wise?
Food-wise, and what are you doing?
Pilates.
I know you exercise. So is that your workout now?
My two, yes, Pilates and some kind of cardio. Either.
What kind of cardio?
Well, I've always been a runner, always. I've run 4 marathons. I'm not doing that anymore, but I do like to run, and and either run or I cycle, like like Peloton or Soul Cycle or something like that, just to kind of get my heart rate going, or Stairmaster. So basically it's cardio and Pilates. Pilates has transformed my health in many ways. First of all, guys don't stretch. We just don't. It's like, even when you're and even like I've always been very athletic in my life, so like even like when I'm playing basketball and stuff like that, it's like they always say, like, do some hamstring or some quad stretch, and like, no, like, where's the ball? Let's start playing. It's like, that's what we do. And so Pilates obviously stretches me and elongates my body in a really great way. But also, don't forget, I've been standing over a cutting board for 35 years.
Right.
Like how do you describe it? Like,
yeah, you're kind of like,
you're just leaning over like
yeah.
this, bending over, and basically it's like it had destroyed my posture, and so it's straightened me back out. I feel like I'm like an inch and a half taller.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Do you do privates, or are you going to a class?
No, I have. There's a woman named Taylor Phillips who's my. She's at Equinox. I mean, anybody can try to get her.
I need to go.
No, she is. Pilates is one of those things where when I first started doing it, I didn't have some great instructors, and I was like, I don't get it. Like, I'm not feeling anything, and I just don't know. And then I met somebody in Los Angeles who then turned me on to Taylor, and I walked into her class. I was like, hey, I just wanted to say, like, don't take it easy on me. She's like, okay. Like, looked at me like I was crazy, and I was crazy because she kills me. And she's spectacular. Like she knows her craft. Like, that's the thing I really respect. It's like when somebody really understands and practices their craft at the highest level. Like, I have 100% respect for them. And she's amazing. And I've been going to her for like 6 years now.
So are you going to Pilates before or after breakfast?
Before.
Okay. And then when you get home, what do you have to eat?
It all depends. I don't like to blow my, like, the classic thing, like, I always see this in the Hamptons. It's like, people go to Soul Cycle and they go right to Carissa's Bakery and eat like 4 million croissants.
Guilty.
They're like, I deserve it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you deserve what? Because you danced on the bike for 45 minutes? So now you get to eat 9,000 calories
Yes.
of pastry? Yes, exactly.
It's the weekend, Bobby.
Listen, I did it too last week. But anyway, it's, well, a lot of people ask me about my routine, like when I'm shooting. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I go for a run. I go to Pilates at 7. I take a shower at Equinox, and then I go to the studio.
See, this is when it's good to be a man shooting, because you don't have to get there 2 hours early to have your hair and makeup done. You can get up and have...
I do have to get my hair and makeup done.
I know, you're so pretty. It takes
right.
15 minutes, unlike the 2 hours it takes us to get ready.
I mean, cropping this thing up every day is not easy.
Oh, how do you take your coffee?
Milk. Regular milk. Cow's milk.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so over all the nut milk. I
What?
mean, I get it
I
if
don't
you have
like
a dairy allergy, but to put almond milk in coffee to me tastes like you poured water in it.
Listen, I get it, but for me, from a taste standpoint, it doesn't taste like coffee anymore. Mm-hmm. And so, when I'm in LA, my daughter lives in LA. So when I'm in LA and I go in and order like a coffee with regular milk, they look at me like I'm crazy. They're like, it's kind of like, wait, let me see if we have any. It's like,
yeah.
Because it's it's oat milk. It's almond milk. Now there's pistachio milk.
But so much of it has like all these, if you read the label, it's like all these gums and preservatives. So, I mean, I get it if you have a dairy allergy,
right, of course,
whatever, but it's not necessarily healthier in my opinion, and I'd rather have what tastes good.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions, and then you give me your answers.
Is that your little black book?
This is.
Am I in there?
This is all my notes about how to give you a hard time when I do beat Bobby Flay. I take notes all throughout the off season of things.
How many episodes do you think you've done?
I think that I've done at one point. Somebody in your organization told me. I can't even remember, but I want to say. I mean, it was definitely over 30. It was maybe 50. I don't know.
We've done 600 episodes.
Oh, then I think. Because usually, how many seasons has it been on?
I don't know.
A gazillion. I mean, usually I was doing like 4 episodes a season.
Right.
Although last time I only did one episode.
What?
In that season. Yeah, that was all that you asked me to do.
Really?
Yes. I was available. I love doing that show so much. I
know.
have just as many people who will stop me to say I love you on Beat Bobby Flay as I love you on The Kitchen. So like I credit you with a lot of my career. Like I feel like you've always been such a mentor to me. You've always been so generous with advice and generous in spirit, and you know I just have always felt like you've really guided me in the right direction.
Oh, that's so nice.
So,
I'm happy to do it.
yeah, and I love when we cook together. It's been a long time since
Oh my God, I'll never forget that Indian meal that you and I cooked together.
That was so good.
I mean, first of all, you and I don't really know that much about Indian cuisine, but we
and
like
that's
read some
why we
cookbooks.
decided
I
to
know,
cook that
and it
day.
was so good.
Yeah, but to give a little backstory, so we were just talking about Indian food that we really liked eating, and both of us were like, I don't really know how to cook
Right.
Indian food. So we decided to have a day
Yeah.
to cook, and it was just the two of us.
Right.
We were at my old house in
Yeah.
Watermill. We bought a ton of groceries, and we had read a bunch of recipes, and we cooked all day and made an Indian feast that the two of us ate. We had so much fun. I'm pretty sure that that was the day that it was April 1st, and I had an old diamond ring that I put on, and we posted that we were engaged.
Oh
Remember
my
that?
God.
And I said yes, and people freaked out.
That is crazy. I remember that.
Wasn't that funny? I think you were dating somebody at the time, because I remember
Anything's
like
possible.
12 hours later you were like, I think you gotta take it down. Anywho, I digress. All right, so I got some questions for you here.
Okay.
Some of them we've already answered. I want to know what's always in your fridge.
What's always in my fridge, Dagny? Yogurt.
Milk, berries, blackberries mostly.
Oh yeah. So right. So usually like, what's the name of the yogurt I've been eating a lot lately?
White mustache.
Oh, Weight Mustache.
White mustache is so good. It's
It's-
expensive.
Is it?
Oh, you got fine. He doesn't even know. Somebody else is doing your grocery shopping. When you get to be Bobby Flay, you don't even look at the price of the white mustache.
Listen, I like Siggy's, I like Faye, and I like White Mustache. So any one of those three, I'm good with. Always have some berries. I'm a blackberry guy, so I like blackberries mostly. Blueberries, raspberries are in third place. Strawberries in fourth place. I just ranked the berries. I mean, why did I do that? What else do I have? I can't remember.
Parmesan. You always
Oh
put
yes,
the
and then I have like
Parmesan
staples
eggs.
like Parmigiano Reggiano, like a block of Parmigiano, sometimes some grated Parmigiano, like good quality Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, lots of different cheeses. What else do I have? Creme
Eggs.
fraiche, butter,
Creme fraiche.
always eggs, always eggs. I keep it kind of simple. I don't like cluttered refrigerators. It drives me crazy. And one of the things that you and I differ on is I don't like leftovers.
Oh, I love leftovers.
I know.
Well, see, that's a good, we're friends because of that, because you don't like the leftovers, so I get the Tupperware to pack up and bring home of all the stuff.
One of the craziest things that ever happened between us is I cooked Thanksgiving one year in New York, and the
I was
next
your
day,
neighbor then. I lived a block
you,
away.
the next day, you just knocked on the door, and you were like, "Where's the I'm here for the leftovers?" And I remember making Brussels sprout nachos.
Yes, and
Right.
you put turkey on
Yes,
it, everything,
exactly.
and you made a queso that went on it.
Yeah.
And I realized that that's what having leftovers at Bobby Flay's is like, whereas I was just putting everything on a plate and microwaving
Right,
it.
of course.
You were making like a fresh queso and a Brussels sprout slaw and
Right.
like doing the whole bit. I see it was a good thing I came over for the
I know.
leftovers. I'm
I
no
know.
dummy.
No, you're not. you know where the leftovers are.
That was
I
amazing.
know.
All right. So what's the food you make when you have nothing?
Well, when you say nothing,
Like you have been traveling, you got home, you opened
Right.
your fridge, and you're like, shit, I don't have anything to cook.
Right.
I've got stuff in my
Pantry.
Yeah. What
I can
am
cook out of my
making?
pantry really well. Usually it's like pasta or some kind of rice dish.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have condiments in my pantry, and I love salty things, so I always have like anchovies. I always have capers. I always have some kind of Parmesan cheese, black pepper. Like so, you can make like a cacio e pepe. You can make a carbonara. Basically, I always say people are always like, how do you define carbonara? It's like, think about it as like bacon and eggs on pasta.
Right.
I do things like that out of my pantry like all the time, and I think that that's, having like jarred tomato sauce is a great thing because you can just pop it open and you can, like the very least, you can have pasta with tomato sauce. Not a bad thing to have.
I mean, that well-stocked pantry, that's how you can have dinner done in a flash.
A well-stocked, I've done videos of my pantry and it goes viral because, the other thing is that pantries need to be cleaned out because things go bad.
Oh yeah, you start getting in the back of that pantry and it gets scary.
And and your spice rack needs to be, people don't take care of their spices. And it's not that they go off, they just lose all their flavor.
Right, they just get kind of bland.
You got to change them.
I'm glad you reminded me. I need to change mine out. All right, so what's a food that you hate?
Durian.
Oh, okay. All right, I get that.
It's the worst.
The worst. All right, I'm never having durian if I have you over for
Why,
dinner.
you had durian?
No, I never.
Okay.
Never. Okay. I think I already know the answer to this, but what's your favorite ice cream?
Pistachio.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, I will say this. I always say that the world is separated by people that like vanilla-based ice creams and people that like chocolate-based ice creams.
I'm a chocolate.
Okay, I'm vanilla. So I like vanilla-based ice cream. So in general, I like vanilla-based ice creams. But when it comes to gelato and all of Italy, in my opinion, pistachio is the vanilla of gelaterias in Italy. Like that's the standard bearer. So when I go to a gelato shop in Italy, even in the United States, if it's gelato, I taste the pistachio, and then I know if I think that place is good.
Oh, that's kind of like, if the bread basket's bad, the restaurant's going to be average.
Right, exactly.
That's a good one. I'm going to have to start that.
I never heard about the bread basket being bad.
That's what my mom always said when I was a
Really?
kid. If the bread basket was bad, and if the starter salad, because that was back,
Salad.
when you would order your dinner,
Right.
you got to choose
Salad.
a garden salad
Exactly.
or a soup.
Exactly.
If that garden salad.
You
was
get
not
so
good.
southern when you talk about your childhood. It's like ridiculous.
I've been here 21 years, so I think my accent's only gotten thicker. All right, what's your favorite movie?
Godfather.
Oh,
It's amazing. I've watched it 5 million times. Every time I watch it, I'm like, I don't even remember this happening. Like, there's so many subtleties to that movie. I learn something different about that movie every time I watch it.
oh yeah, and I mean it's a food movie in some ways because you get the little moments.
Yeah, definitely.
The other day, Ryan came home so excited because he had seen at the restaurant on our corner, Francis Ford Coppola was sitting there eating a bowl of mussels and fries.
Amazing.
And he was like, that was the greatest sighting. He was in a seersucker suit
Oh.
and said it was the best.
Love that.
All right, favorite TV show right now?
Right now, I don't know. I don't have a show right now. Do you?
What? Yeah, I'm watching the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleader Netflix docuseries.
Well, I'm not saying that. Is it
I
good?
think you'd like it. Yeah. You know who made it is that Boardwalk Productions. They did. I mean, they do food stuff, and it's like
Oh, Boardwalk. I don't know
Boardwalk. They're out
that.
of LA. Really good. I recommend it. You probably
Okay.
like it.
All right.
For maybe different reasons than I do. All right. What was your favorite food as a kid?
Favorite food as a kid? I've always been, like, ice cream is my thing. It's always been, like, when I go to restaurants, I appreciate desserts, but I always want an ice cream sundae.
Yeah.
I just do.
I love an ice cream
That's the other
sundae.
place. You and I go to that frozen yogurt place in Sag Harbor.
Budaberry,
Yes. I've
oh.
been there 15 times this summer.
I'd rather have an ice cream sundae than just about anything.
Me too.
Yeah. A little hot fudge.
Me too. There's something on the Amalfi menu called Bobby Sundae, and it's a pistachio gelato sundae with Amarena cherries, like the Sicilian cherries,
Yes.
like a deep dark chocolate sauce, and lots of pistachios.
Oh
It's
my God.
insane.
Will you make that for me this summer? Will you
Yeah.
have me over for lunch?
I would
Make
love
that?
to have you over for
I'm
lunch.
waiting for my invitation.
You are?
Yes.
Oh, no problem. I'd love. I mean, you're always like traveling
Are you
or
ever
busy.
coming back? Oh, you're always traveling.
Well,
I was gone for 1 week this summer. Are you coming back out there?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good. Well, you can have me over.
Okay.
All right. What's your earliest food memory?
Earliest food memory was there was a fish place when I was living on the Upper East Side when I was a kid. We called it Yorkville then. And I remember that, I forget what it was. It was either like my first communion or something like that, you know. So I was like probably 6 or 7 years old. And my parents took me to this like fancy fish restaurant. I forget what it was called. Butterfish Hole, maybe? It's like, I don't know why I just thought about that. It was on 79th Street and 3rd Avenue. And I was so tired. It was probably like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. But like as a little kid, like I had this whole day and I was so tired. And I remember that I fell asleep in my plate of food. Like my head actually hit. And I remember kind of dreaming about like the butter sauce. It was like some kind of like lobster dish. I remember literally falling asleep in my food.
Oh my god.
That's how tired I was.
That's so cute.
I know, ridiculous.
That is so cute. Oh god. Okay. Well, you told me your favorite way to relax is cooking, but do you have any other ways that you like to relax?
I mean, I do like to play golf, but it's just it's a great way to kind of get away from it all because you're on the golf course for 4 or 5 hours. You know, you're usually in a beautiful place. Golf is so hard, so that's the thing that you're really thinking about and concentrating on. And I mean, listen, to me, and you've been at this table, like to me, I always feel satisfied, and I feel like any success that I've had all takes place at this table in my house in the country, under the pergola, when I fill it with food, and I have people that I want to be around the table with me, friends, family, acquaintances, whatever, and we're just sitting there and enjoying life, you know, drinking some wine, having some food, always having laughs, you know. There's nothing better. Some people who have success like to collect things. I like to have experiences. To me, that's everything. Just experience things in life. Because what's more satisfying?
That's really beautiful. The memories, that's what matters the most.
Absolutely.
All right, what is the food that you could eat every day? Now, can I ask a question about that? Sure.
Do calories matter?
No.
Pasta. Pizza and pasta. I think pizza is the perfect food.
Oh, the best.
Well, think about it. It's bread with like delicious things on it, right? Mm-hmm. Pizza is an art form.
Cheese.
It's beautiful. Pizza is gorgeous. It's very hard to make.
What's your pizza order?
My pizza order?
Like if you're getting a pizza, if you're in Italy at a great pizzeria, what kind are you getting?
Well, I always get a margarita because I think the classic is important. But I always put like either chili oil or crushed chilies on top of it.
Do you put chilies on something?
Oh, stop it. I haven't met a chili I don't like. That's the thing. I can go to any country and find the chili peppers.
Yes,
even
you're looking for them.
Even like in France, like, you know, I opened a brasserie B, you know, it's like we use Espelette, you know, peppers, which are chilies from France, and obviously Calabrian chilies from Italy. So it's not just the Mexican and Southwestern chilies that I've become known for, but you point me in a direction, I'll find the chilies.
You like that spicy?
I like it flavorful. It's not just spicy, you know, like, and I think that one of the things about chili peppers, and I think that in our country, you know, people are really utilizing them a lot more than they used to because they were always been intimidated. But the bottom line is that it's not just about heat. Of course there's heat in some of them that is sometimes too hot, but it's all the other things that you get from chili peppers, the smokiness, the earthiness, the fruitiness even, you know, some of them taste like dried fruits that have like a little heat to them. To me, that's the magic of chili peppers. And like the red chilies that are dried, when you add them to things, like to sauces and soups, they're a thickening agent, so they change the texture of things as well. They're magical.
But see, that's your magic, because when I eat your food, even though it has all these chilies in it, I never think, oh, this is spicy, this is burning my mouth. It's just a richness and flavor, so it's like figuring out that balance.
It's balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
you do so beautifully. All right, what's the last thing that you do at night?
Take a shower.
So you're one of those that you have to shower before bed?
I can't. Well, first of all, look, I've been cooking in restaurants my whole life. So, I mean, you know, it's sweaty in there. And I can't go to bed feeling like sticky. I just can't do it. And so the last thing I do is I take a shower before I go to bed. It makes me feel so much better. And I fall asleep like literally in seconds.
Really?
Once my head hits the pillow, it's over.
And you sleep the whole night?
No.
Oh, really?
I'm not a great sleeper. I wake up in the middle of the night.
I do too. I wake up around 3 or 4.
Yeah, I take an hour break from sleep every night, and I do what everybody else does. I look at my phone, which is stupid, but I look at my phone, see what's going on in the world, and
then you really don't want to go back to sleep.
No, I know, and then hopefully I fall back to sleep.
Yeah. Sleep gets so tough the older you get.
Yeah.
All right, so what's chapter 2?
Chapter 2, it's a great question and you're the first person to interview me about this book. This book is a very special book to me. It's the idea of chapter 1 is sort of, it's a little bit ironic, but I want it to be thought-provoking because I've had a long career, but I feel like I'm just getting started. But I think I've done enough up to this point in my career to kind of talk about it in really a food kind of way. This is not a memoir in any regard. I'll never do that. But I think that this book is about, it's 100 recipes that are the most important dishes for me. And I've updated them for today's cooking. But this is a coffee table book. This is,
It's so beautiful.
It's
beautiful.
This is my first, fancy coffee table cookbook. It's 100 recipes with 100 full-page photographs for each one. I mean, Johnny Miller is the photographer of this book, and he and I had such a great experience working with him, which is so great. But this is all the things that I've done up till now. So it's Mesa Grill and Bolo and Gatto, Bar American, Bobby Flay steak. It's.
I felt like it was like a memoir through a cookbook, reading it. The stories were just as impactful as the recipes, and I felt like as your friend reading it, I got to know more about you and your past, but it also felt like looking at all those recipes, remembering the times, the different restaurants they were in, the moments on Iron Chef or on Beef Bob, it brought back so many memories for me even reading it, and I thought it was just beautiful.
Well, people don't know, for some reason, when you're on television, it blocks out a lot of the actual life that you've lived, because people think that your life on television is what you are, and that's it. And when I think about the restaurants that I've owned over the last few decades, okay, Mesa Grill was open for 24 years, Bolo 15 years, Bar American 15 years, Bobby Flay Steak 16 years, Mesa Grill Las Vegas 16 years, Mesa Grill Bahamas 11 years, and then Gatto perished in the pandemic 8 years. That's a lot of years in restaurants.
A lot. I mean, you think about the success rate of most restaurants, those are lifetime. Each one is a lifetime success.
Yeah. And every single one of them were as important to me as the other. And they, we're living in a different world in the restaurant business these days. And it is what it is. Things evolve. And so, now I have Amalfi, and I have Brasserie B in Vegas as my high-end restaurants. And of course we have the burger business of Bobby's Burgers, which is growing. But chapter 2, to get back to your question, is going to be more about and this is why I didn't really include my Italian love affair. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be about going across to the other shores.
I wondered when you ended it with Buon Appetito, if you're planning on spending more time in Italy.
There you go. I mean, I could live there tomorrow.
Yeah.
I could literally live there tomorrow. Right now, London is my favorite city. Italy is my favorite country. Mm-hmm. And
where, if you could live anywhere in Italy, where would you be going?
Well, I would probably live in Rome because I am a city boy, mm-hmm. and I'm not looking forward to not being in a city. But then obviously, you can be in Florence in an hour. You can be in Bologna in how long is the train ride to Bologna?
About 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm taking my team to Italy this year. We go to.
Yeah, it's good to be on your team.
Yeah,
I get it.
Join us.
Yeah.
Last year we went to London. This year.
Wouldn't that be fun to go on an eating trip?
Yeah. Well, Katie just wants to eat everything. Last year we went to London. We spent basically, about a week in London together, eating, and then I cooked dinner one night. And it was so great. It's great team building. And then this year we're going to go to Rome and Bologna.
Amazing.
And did we get the cooking class?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to be making pasta and bologna. It's going to be so fun. I mean, it's like people say to me, like, why are you taking a cooking class? I'm like, because I'm going to learn something.
Yeah, you're always learning.
I mean,
right?
we're going to learn. Somebody's going to teach me how they in Bologna, maybe the best food in Italy. And it's the food. Have you been to Bologna?
I went when I was in college. I did a study abroad in Florence, and one afternoon we took the train to Bologna, ran off the train, ate dinner, ran back to the train so that we could get back to be in class the next day. So that's my only Bologna experience, but I distinctly remember I got pasta bolognese, of course, and it was to die for.
It's delicious. The food there is fantastic. So that's what we're doing. We're going to Rome, and then we're going to get on the train and go to Bologna, and we're going to eat and hang out. Yeah.
Incredible. It's good to be Bobby Flay.
Is it?
Yes, I think so. Bobby, I love you. I could talk to you all day long. I'm sure you've got other stuff that you got to go do.
This is your first.
This is my very first podcast.
You're really good at it.
Really?
You're excellent at it.
Thank you.
I'm not surprised one bit.
Thank you. I have to tell you, I was really nervous.
Really?
I went to bed last night with butterflies in my stomach.
What?
Yes, and then, they can tell you here that before you got here, I was like...
It's me.
I know, but this is, new, and I've never sat down and done this before, and so I was kind of like, Bobby's such a professional. I don't want to mess this up with him as my first guest, but I just love you. I admire you so much, not only as a friend, but as your career. There's just nobody like you, and I always tell people when they say, is he really, Bobby Flay, he's really that good? I say, he's better than you can ever imagine. No one cooks like you. You're amazing.
Thank you.
And this book, Chapter 1, is so incredible. I mean, I loved reading it. I sat there. I almost, at some points, felt teary. Reading the bit about your mom going to Bobby Flay Steak in Atlantic City and sitting at the bar having her chocolate martini and bragging that she was Bobby Flay's
and
mom.
signing my cookbooks.
It made me feel just as a mom, thinking about that sense of pride, and it was really a great stories that you shared, and so I think that much success for that. I know that I like everything you touch, it'll be gold.
Okay, thank you.
But thank you for coming and doing this today.
My pleasure. Anytime.
And it was really, really nice of you.